Hello and welcome to the Best Football Show. I am Brian Baldinger. I'm here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on the Best Football Show, where you can find this show by downloading a free Odyssey app, Odyssey.com, finding the Best Football Show, liking it, subscribing to it, commenting on it. We love it. We love to grow this audience. You can find me all across social media, every platform, at Baldy NFL. Posted a lot of videos today. Yesterday, either Sunday night from Las Vegas, from Allegiant Stadium, where I stayed there till, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, well after the game before I flew out. But let's just get to Tuesdays. We call Tuesdays takeaways. So I've watched most of the games. I still got a couple left to watch. I'm not telling you here on Tuesday. I've watched them all, but I'm pretty close to finishing it all up. Here's what I know after 6 weeks. Records are meaningless. 2 weeks ago, I came back here on Tuesday takeaways, and the Eagles and Buffalo Bills were 4-0, and they were rolling, and they were the last two undefeated teams. And today, 2 weeks later, they're both 4-2. And Buffalo failed to score 20 points last night. Philadelphia, they seem to be stuck at 17. So records are meaningless. You could look at the Jets at 0-5, in London on Sunday morning, and they should have beaten Denver. They couldn't play any better defensively. They got their first takeaway. It's a 13-11 game. They're just waiting. Literally, they got 3 chances in the fourth quarter to go down and kick a field goal and win that game 14-13 and get a win. But they outplayed Denver. At least special teams wise and defensively. Now Denver got after Justin Fields in the offense and made him look just awful. But anyways, that's my first takeaway here this Tuesday. You start looking at these records, you go, this team, you saw a couple weeks ago, I don't think Carolina, I think they were 0-2 and looking bad, and they shut Atlanta out 30-0. Like, it is a week-to-week league. It's about how you execute on Sunday or Monday or Thursday. It's about how you execute for those 60 minutes, and that's what it comes down to. That's that. We mentioned something about Denver. Let's get to Denver. They've got 30 sacks in 6 games. All right. They're on pace right now to have over, just do the math right now. At 5 a game, and you got 17 weeks, you're talking 70 sacks right now, some kind of pace like that, and some kind of NFL record. But it's not just that. It's just the way they're playing defense. I mean, they just took the Jets apart. They couldn't function. The negative passing yards, counting the sack yards, negative passing yards. That's the longest play by a Jets player in that game was 12-yard Breece Hall run off a errant snap that bounced on the ground. It nicked off Justin Fields' hands, and Breece Hall picked it up and went 12 yards up the middle. Longest play they had all day. They'd have over 80 sacks. I'm just doing bad math right there at this pace right now. So, Denver is, and they're going to see the Giants coming to town, 10 days to get ready. All right, Jackson Dart. I think Denver, Van Joseph will have a game plan for his scrambling ability, which is considerable. They may have a double spy on him. But the one thing I know is when you've got speed off the edge, like Nick Benito with 8 sacks, okay, and Jonathan Cooper on the other side. It's been verified. Like, I think as a duo, as a tandem, that's the fastest takeoff in the league right now, those 2 players, Benito and Cooper. And so, you saw a bunch. Fasano, along with Fasano and Armand Membu, they were just late off the ball. Just late, and you're late against those 2 guys, they're going to turn the corner, and your quarterback's going to get flushed. So, they just beat Philly. They just beat the Jets, and now they got the Giants. So you get the East Coast right here. Now this one's in Denver. They've gone all over the world here, okay? They came to Philly, beat the Eagles, shut them out in the fourth quarter. They went to London, beat the Jets. Now they're going back to Mile High to play the Giants on Sunday. So Denver's on pace. They're hungry. It's I call those guys Barracudas, man. They're just a bunch of hungry Barracudas, and there's blood in the water. And if you get them into 2nd and long, 3rd and long, they're coming. They don't have to blitz much. Those guys, they like to rush 5. They've got 5 guys, Zach Allen, DJ Jones, John Franklin Myers. They got 5 guys that can win a one-on-one. And so they're on a terror pace right now. Let's get to Kansas City, because the witch is not dead. Patrick Mahomes is alive and well. They got Xavier Worthy back 3 weeks ago. This offense is humming. It's cooking. And Mahomes is as good as he's ever been. He's got speed everywhere. They've got new plays that are putting in every week. I'm just amazed. They did run a touchdown to Xavier Worthy in the red zone last week. I don't know if it was 3 yards, 4 yards. But off a motion and a stack, and Mahomes saw it right away, and Worthy got open right away, and Mahomes doesn't miss. He just doesn't miss when he gets an open receiver off of, a man beater like they ran. But the concepts, they started Braden Smith, the rookie from SMU. They started him at the start of the third quarter. Now, they have Pacheco and they have Kareem Hunt. They've got backs, but they started Braden Smith on the first play of the third quarter, and they ran a little screen to him just because he's got speed and breakaway ability. And you're like, he's the third-team running back, but he starts the third quarter and he gets them 9 yards to start the drive. Travis Kelce looks like Travis Kelce. Right now, he's juking guys. He's getting open. His change of speeds looks as good as ever. He's in a good groove right now. They have this thing called Stash Rash. It's their drive starter. It's just a little, they call the tight end the Y formation, or the Y in the formation. And it's just Y stick. But they call it Stash Rash for whatever reason. But he must have ran that 3 or 4 times. And Mahomes gets the ball out of his hands before Kelce even turns around. Next thing you know, it's 2nd and 6. But their concepts and, getting Hollywood and Thornton and Xavier out there, getting Kelce going, and Mahomes seeing the whole field, the witch ain't dead. Forget about records. Like I said from the very beginning, 3-3, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody wants to see that offense right now. Let's get to Tennessee. I saw Tennessee on Sunday. Couldn't score a touchdown against the Raiders. They had just come off a win, against the Saints. Earned the win. Against the Arizona Cardinals. Got their first win, trying to stack wins, something they haven't done in a long time. In fact, the Tennessee Titans have not stacked 2 wins in a row since Mike Vrabel was the coach. And, oh, by the way, Mike Vrabel is coming back this weekend with the New England Patriots to Nashville. The devil you know oftentimes is better than the devil you don't know. Mike Vrabel should still be the coach of the Tennessee Titans. That's a grave, grave mistake that they made, letting him go. He's proving it right now in New England, and what he's doing in 1 year. The turnaround is amazing. And it's so Vrabel. It's just like, you just watch him control the sidelines. You watch him control his players. You watch him protect his players. But he also fixes things in real time on the sideline. It could be stupid plays by, players. It could be, something that he sees that needs to be fixed right now. He does it in real time. He's a great coach. And Tennessee doesn't have a great coach. They've elevated, their quarterback coach right now, Mike McCoy, who I've known. He's been a head coach in this league. But Brian Callahan here, it was a struggle. Now, look, the talent isn't great. They need a lot of work. But I will say this. I talked to Cam Ward before that game, and I like Cam Ward a lot. Like, the guy's got talent, real talent, and he loves the game, and he's all about the game. And I told him on Sunday down the field before the game, when he was warming up, that we need great young quarterbacks. But I feel like he's already now had a coach fired. You got an interim coach. You see what happened last year in Chicago, to Caleb. Like, we see this. We saw this with Baker in Cleveland. We saw this with Sam Darnold with the Jets. We saw this for some of the time, Daniel Jones with the Giants. New GMs, new coaches, turnover, coaches and general managers that are on the same page. Players, especially quarterbacks, they need stability. This is the GM, this is the coach, this is the vision, this is how we're going to build a team. Quarterbacks need that. And we need to know that these guys are going to be here year in, year out. The philosophy, the vision, it's not going to change. What will change, the roster will change. We're going to improve the roster, and we're going to grow this thing together. You can see it right now in New England with Drake May. It's clear as day. You could go around this league right now, and you could see the great coaching jobs and organization jobs and who's successful and why. You cannot do it. Quarterbacks, no quarterback, including Peyton Manning, no quarterback can come into this league and just elevate these teams by themselves. And I feel like Cam Ward might get caught up in whatever they're going to do in Tennessee. I hope not. I hope they can get the coach right and start upgrading the personnel and the whole thing. But I have a feeling like this thing might not go well for Cam. And that's too bad because we need him to be good. But maybe he'll be a reclamation project one day. We'll find out. The last bit of Tuesday's takeaways is, can we protect for a field goal? I mean, we've had 18 field goals blocked in 6 weeks. I don't know if that's a record. I haven't checked with ChatGPT yet. I know this. It's way too many. Now, some of it is, there's no question. These field goal attempts are getting further and further away. We're seeing 60-yarders now being made, and further, on a regular basis. I mean, Nick Folk from the Jets is he's 5 from 5 from beyond 50. He's kicked 2 58-yarders this year. So the farther you go back, the lower the trajectory of the kick. It's got to go a greater distance. Not everybody can get great height and great distance. So that's part of it. But I see breakdowns of protection all the time right now, and it's losing. You're losing football games. I always say this: you don't want to lose 2 games because of your special teams in a season. There's only 17, but you'd love to win 2 games because of your special teams, kickoff coverage, block kicks, all that stuff, block punts. You remember a couple weeks ago, the Jets, they're 0-6, they're playing in Tampa, and Will McDonald jumps over the right guard and blocks the kick and returns it for a touchdown. The Jets briefly had a lead late in that game. They just couldn't hold it. But these kicks, these block kicks, are deciding games. We saw it last night, Washington, Chicago. So I don't know what the answer is if you got to spend more time with it. I always believe that you've got to be equal opportunity practice player. Like, you need to spend equal amount of time on offense, your defense, and your special teams. You just do. And it's showing right now in this protection issue. So it's just something that I've seen through 6 weeks. So that's my Tuesday's takeaways here. I'll be back here with Wisdom Wednesday tomorrow, and we'll look ahead on Thursday to the action starting week 7, which we're almost in the process of beginning here real soon. So anyways, that's Tuesday's takeaways. Thanks for joining me, everybody. And I will talk to you tomorrow, and have a great one. Thanks for joining me right here on the football show, Best Football Show.